So, tēnā koto, tēnā koto, tēnā koto katoa, and haere mai to the first ever Global Impact Virtual Conference hosted by the SD community leaders. This experience will showcase how remarkable educators worldwide make a big impact in the global education scene. So, kia ora, my name is Michael Harvey. I'm part of the SD Community Leaders Global Impact team, joining you today from Aotearoa, New Zealand. And being from Aotearoa, New Zealand, we always start with a karakia. So, kia hora te marino, kia whakapapa pounamu te moana, he huarahi mā tātou e te rangi nei, aroha atu, arahu mai, tātou e tātou katoa, hu e taki e. So may peace be widespread, may the sea be like greenstone, a pathway for all this day. Let us show respect for each other, for one another, bind us all together. So, I'm excited to be your host now for the session entitled The Great Global Bake Off. Our presenters for this session are Stephanie Howell and Ivo Hanan, joining us from the US of A and the UK respectively. So Stephanie has been in education since 2014 and has spoken at conferences around the globe, and her most recent achievements are being part of the team named ISTE's Distinguished District, and also a WOSU Leadership Award, a Google Innovator, and a PLSD Innovative Leader Award. So lots of acronyms in there. Stephanie is one of the founding members of the Global GEG and Global EDU and has a master's in curriculum and instructional leadership. Ivo, on the other hand, is gloating about Liverpool's draw with West Ham. Shame about the title. But it's also a founder of Innovation X, a big thinking company that provides strategies and tools to schools and edtech companies to innovate our education space. Before devoting his work to Innovation X, Ivo served as a head of innovation at a number of schools in Dubai and has taught design for 20 years. Wow, you wouldn't know it from his face. Ivo has been featured in several publications in the Middle East and UK and speaks about his passion for innovation, developing communities, and creating change in education across the world, as well as a two times TEDx speaker. Wow, twice. He recently shared the Innovation X has worked in 3 continents with over 100 schools and over 30,000 students over the past year. Ivo is currently using his passion for education and innovation to drive change and connections through a number of projects, including Design for SDGs, Fusion Magazine, and Quest. So, without further ado, let's get baking.
Let's get baking.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michael. Steph, how are you feeling today?
I am feeling good. I've got my apron on. I got this at ISTE from one of our Hawaiian friends, Celeste. So shout out to Celeste. I loved her. Do you remember her at the Bake Off last year?
I remember that, actually. That was such a good presentation. It was just a great Bake Off in general.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
And she shocked me because she came out in song. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And then we also had this crazy lady. Do you remember the crazy lady?
Who was the crazy lady?
The outfit. The lunch lady. Do you remember the lunch lady?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Like, I wasn't expecting it, and I'm just, like, getting all set up, making sure everything was working, and then all of a sudden I turn, and I'm like, oh, the crazy lady is here. And I think she's back for more.
So yeah, it's good to actually have this this Bake Off virtual before we go face to face again at ISTE Live at Denver. So tell us what's going to be happening during the session.
Yeah, so hopefully you saw the promo video where there was a knife and some action there. But what's going to happen today is we have some bakers. And with our bakers, there's going to be 4 different rounds. And we're going to need your help, the audience, to eliminate some of our educators off of the stage.
I mean, the tricky part is actually to the audience, because it's going to be very difficult to choose who gets eliminated. Unfortunately, or fortunately for us, we're not part of that process. So we are leaving that down to you.
Yeah, I'm not voting because I think I've seen the slides. They all look good. I am not voting.
No.
So should we see who we have on board today?
Absolutely. Who have we got?
All right. So first off, my name is Stephanie, and we've got Evo here. We met at ISTE, I don't even know, 2022, 2021, somewhere in there. And again, it's about connection. So one thing that if you notice something on someone's slides, they're only going to have 2 minutes to share. 2 minutes is not a lot. So what I want you to do is if you're like, I really loved what that person said, or I want to know more, reach out to them. Ask them questions. Ask them details about their project, what they did to make it a success. Because once you do that, you become best friends. Evo and I are now on the road with this bake-off. And we're performing all around the world. And we're actually kind of full, I think until October. So if any October bake-offs, just contact Evo. And we're happy to sponsor an event.
Yeah, we'll try and fit it into the calendar, man.
Yeah, we'll try to fit you guys in.
So here we go.
Here's our chefs. So our first chef is Frankie. Hi, Frankie.
Hi, Frankie. Welcome to the great
Frankie,
Global Bake-Off.
you're on mute, so I don't know if you're saying anything.
Yay! Well, I put it on mute so you couldn't hear me banging the pan. But hello, Stephanie. Hello, Evo. I'm so excited to be here and very excited to share some secret ingredients with you all. Woo!
Oh my gosh. So Frankie is an incredible educator, and I'm just so excited that pan, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to come on with that.
No, but I mean, he's bringing the rain straight away. He's not messing about. Do you know what I mean?
I know. So I'm a little nervous for the other ones.
Yeah. Who's next?
Next, we have Kat, and this is the lunch lady.
I love Kat.
Hello. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you, Kat?
I'm feeling good.
Wait, I said your name wrong. I'm sorry.
Why? No, the lunch lady. No, you're good.
No, it's Kat Meow.
That's right. It's Kat Meow.
The lunch lady.
Don't make me put on the other rubber glove today.
Okay. So with Kat, something, if you weren't at ISTE, she was our winner. Yeah. And so when we were trying to debate on who was going to be a chef for this round, we didn't send out an application. These folks were hand selected. And we wanted someone from each country. And so Kat automatically was the U.S. representation because of her winning presentation. She captured the audience. They loved her. They voted, kept her on every single round. And so Kat is back. You going to bring it again?
Well, obviously. I mean, as you all know, there's a lot of mystery meat in my kitchen. And so you're just going to have to wait and see what happens each round.
All right.
We are looking forward to it.
All right. Who's next, Evo? Who do we got?
Next on the line, we have Naomi Toland, one of our really good friends, an EdTech whiz and Google innovator. Naomi, welcome to the Great Global Bake-Off.
Hey team. I technically have moved from New Zealand to Bali, so do I get extra points having like 2 countries? Yeah. And I'm very resourceful, having moved. Don't have very much stuff, but I brought a little friend with me, and I got some chopsticks. So I'm seeing some tools that people are using, so that's what I've bringing to the table. Resourcefulness is what I can bring.
100%. We like that, don't we, Steph?
Yeah. I can't use chopsticks.
No?
Can you?
I can use chopsticks, yeah, but
you can't figure the hands out. Yeah.
You know what? You just use a fork, Steph.
I know, I do.
No one's going to judge
Let us know in the chat. Can you use chopsticks?
And who's our last chef, Steph?
Our last chef is from Australia, so down under. And we got Meredith. Welcome, Meredith. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, Meredith.
Hi, everyone. I totally missed the memo for getting dressed up. But it's only 7:45 in the morning here on Sunday, so I'm not sure I would have made the dress-ups.
We're just happy that you're here, Meredith.
I'm happy to be here. I'm so excited. I didn't have any idea what this was going to be, so I'm very excited.
You never know with Evo and Stephanie Howell. We always take the energy from Abbott. We've got Abbott in the chat, and he's just sending us his energy.
So
yeah, you're the future lady. She is the future lady. So any future questions that you have about tomorrow, reach out to Meredith.
of course, yeah.
She
No,
probably already knows who won the Bake Off. I mean, who
yeah,
are we kidding?
he's in the future. So we've got someone tricky that we have to impress. Isn't that right?
Yeah. So welcome StreamYard viewers or YouTube viewers. We've got, the A, B, I, and the D in the chat. We've got, who else did we have? I think I saw Katie in the chat. We have Margaret. We've got all these amazing educators in the chat, and we need you to vote. So you are going to be voting. So go ahead and pull up your menu, which is going to be in the chat really soon. Once I find what tab that short link is and I copy it over.
No worries. Whilst you're doing that, I'll go through the directions. Yeah.
Yeah. So how this is going to work.
Yeah, I'll go through that now. So each round will instruct players to find, show, and create or do something within the given category. Okay. Players will interpret the slide information as they wish, but the goal is to impress the judge, or in our case, the judges, the food critiques. Players will submit their submission decks, so we've got all that sorted. And then judges or food critiques, that's you guys watching, will eliminate one person each round until we have a winner. And we have obviously 4 rounds, and we have 5 chefs. 5 chefs? 4 chefs.
4 chefs.
4 chefs.
4 chefs.
Unless
you're going to present today.
Say again, sorry?
Are you going to present?
Who's going to present?
You.
Am I going to present today?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought we originally did have 5, didn't we?
But you were giving me some mystery meat.
We had a bit of a late minute cancellation. So yeah, we are down to 4, but that's all good. I didn't get all my ingredients ready for a last minute bake-off entry, unfortunately, but maybe it is the.
Yeah. So we've got the menu. There's 4 rounds. We've got our starters. These are going to be creative project ideas that our chefs have really spiced up. Then we're going to go into our next round, which is our main course, cooking up a storm. Then we have our desserts. We're going to get a taste from around the world. And then number 4 is the finale. We're going to come out and you're going to hear some experiences you'll never forget.
That's going to be tough. I mean, that is a lot to ask these ed tech innovators. So, for people who are watching this, they're going to be pulling out all the stops to impress the food critiques, to impress you guys. So I'm hoping at the end of each round, we can find people who are going to be moving forward. It's going to be down to you.
I agree.
All right. Are we ready for round? Yeah, we ready for round 1?
Yeah, let's do this. So round 1 is our creative projects. These are where our chefs are going to wow you. They're coming up with their best creative project ideas that they have used in the classroom. Now there is that little spice. I wish I had that little thing that Frankie had. We might have to bring him on so he can do that. But don't forget that magical ingredient. Oh yes. And and with that magical ingredient, it is that what made that experience so memorable for students. So here we go with round number 1. Our first guest is Frankie.
Good luck, Frankie.
Yay! Woo! Thank you so much.
2 minutes.
And you're starting now.
Woohoo! Thank you so much. So for this lesson, I challenged my students to think differently around everyday technology tools that we use. So one of those tools that we often use is Google Slides. So I really challenged my students to think of a different way that we could use it. We use Mentimeter to vote for different creative ideas, and then students came up with, why not use Google Slides as a tool to develop an app? So that's exactly what students did. Very first thing that we did was we discussed concepts in app development, including user interface, user experience, and more. And then we developed a tool together, which we call the IMR model. So the IMR model is all about, firstly, identifying your everyday tool. In this case, it's, of course, Google Slides. And then we need to match it to something that is already like that we use the tool for. So in this case, Google Slides, we use it for a presentation tool. And then in terms of rethinking the tool in the IMR model, we decided to develop an app. So students had to choose the challenge or the problem that they wanted to solve. And in this case, some of them really think very critically about this. So some of them came up with stress relief apps, as you can see in the pictures on the right. Some of them also came up with their own coding apps. And then I showcased to them that if you really want your users to use your application that you developed, you need to make it as interesting as possible. So one way that students were able to make their apps a little bit more interesting was to explore with 360-degree videos on YouTube. So if you're looking for 360 videos, simply go to YouTube, type in your topic or theme, and add the words 360 video. And then we also did a roadmap of our apps that we developed. So we had to work on our layout. We're going to build in buttons on all the different pages. When you click on one button, it'll take you to that page. And if you click on that button, it will take you back to the other page. So they learned about sequencing. And then my secret ingredients with my students that we added to this recipe included critical thinking, communication, sequencing, and creative thinking. Oh, by the way, we also explored with a fabulous tool. I'll place some of these links in.
Frankie,
Solar System Scope.
You've been over for like 30 seconds, but no one would bring us up on the screen.
But I thought, but I'm clever. But I'm clever. I'm in charge of this, so I didn't ring this. So I didn't know my time was over.
You were in charge of the StreamYard, and you were like, lock.
Yeah, no worries, Frankie. Great job. You know, I love your enthusiasm. So again, food critiques. Hopefully, you got a lot out of Frankie's presentation. Frankie, thank you very much, and good luck in the next round.
Thank you.
Frankie brought the heat. Woo!
Straight off the bat.
I mean, and he overcooked. All right, our next chef is Kat Meow from the USA.
I'm so excited to share with you guys a little persuasive speaking project that we would do in my theater class. And in this class, this project was called The Biggest Fan, which we know people get really excited about their sports teams, but we have a global view of this. And so students would draw a team from a different country, maybe even playing a sport they had never even heard of yet, and they would dive into researching their team. And I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know what kind of song do they sing in the stadium? You'll never, and what kind of treats do they pass to each other when the other team scores? What are the stats and who's trading which players? And so students would have to embody the biggest fan and pitch to the class their team in order to decide which one of us was going to become the fan of that team. And there's a phenomenal rubric that goes through all the different layers. When I create a rubric for my classes, I don't like to use like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or like good, great, whatever. I like to use themes that align with what students are doing. So here you find like the fair weather fan and the biggest fan and the local fan. And so you'll get an idea of what all different levels of fandom could mean when it comes to persuasion. So if you really want someone to join your team and be with you in those stands cheering you on, then you really have to persuade them as to why your team is the best team out there. And that's it. The special ingredients I used is student interest. My students really love sports. And so I tried to draw that into there and then increase their global awareness by introducing some new sports teams maybe they hadn't heard of.
Did she just say fabulous rubric?
I mean, is there any other kind?
I mean, I've seen some rough rubrics.
But we were talking about my rubrics.
That's true.
Don't mess with the lunch lady staff, or you won't get any food.
That's true.
You
Oh,
know what I mean? You'll go hungry.
Yeah.
I'm going to close your lunch account.
One thing that I love about this project is, the biggest fan. It's focusing on what students love,
Yeah.
sports.
It's very student-centered. Very student-centered. Great job, Kat. Great job.
All right, here we keep on going with our next chef, Meredith. Hello,
Hi, everyone.
Meredith. Are you
Hey,
ready
Meredith.
for your
Tough competition today.
Yeah. No messing about here, Meredith. But good luck. Your 2 minutes starts now.
Thank you. So my unit was linked to seeds that were sent to the International Space Station. So we were part of a project where wattle seeds, so wattle is the flower I've got on my slide, were sent to the International Space Station, and some were kept on Earth. We were sent both, and we had to work out which one grew better. So we did a sustainable habitat, which could be used on the moon or on Mars. This was a maths project, but it was linked to living things, science and technology. So the sustainable habitat was 3D shapes. We used a fridge cardboard box for the base. The kids all got given a 25 by 25 centimetre grid, and they had to design and then build their own little habitats. And that's the aerial view there. So, and then we also investigated light and temperature. So the top left-hand corner, you can see there's a pizza box, and inside we've got some s'mores. And the students had to melt the marshmallows with a magnifying glass, and then time how long it took for the chocolate to melt inside the pizza box with a microbit and a traditional thermometer. So that was one of the activities. This project took 10 weeks, and it covered all subject areas, and we basically were just working on it all of the time. And then in the middle there, you can see some of our Ozobots, and we used some dash and dots, and we also to explore robotics and how things might move on the moon. We explored hydroponics and how plants might grow without water or soil. So it was really just one massive, fun, exciting term of which is probably half a semester of exploring sustainability and life on the moon.
Okay, did you say 10 weeks?
It was a 10-week project, yes.
How did you keep your students engaged for 10 weeks?
Because all of these different activities were happening in the class every day. So we just kept moving on. We were looking at solar energy in English, in science, but we had theme books with solar power and electricity, and we had lots of investigations with exploring light levels around the school. We did experiments with plants, growing them in a cupboard, growing them outside in the sun, growing them without water. We had controls, so we did proper scientific investigations.
We're going to have to pause you there just because we love this. We could literally ask you questions for hours, but we're going to have to roll on with the next
I know.
It's
I don't
awesome.
want to go.
Meredith,
Thank you.
you've blown us away.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right. So our next chef is coming from 2 different locations. Man, this is crazy. Like she just ran sports everywhere. All right. So
No messing about, Naomi. You've got your 2 minutes. Good luck.
Welcome to Comic Quest. So the kids here I was working with, they loved comics. They loved all things interactive with the different stories they were telling. So I decided to create a comic quest for the learners. The boys loved it, the girls loved it, all different things. And so what they had to do was they had some stories that they wanted to tell. We chose Pokemon because I was actually living in Japan whenever I did this, and the kids loved anime. So they were able to start to do a storyboard for their story that they wanted to tell, and then this turned into an actual 8-week project where the learners then they loved it so much that they turned those stories into real life, and they were able to act it out. So there's loads of collaboration, the confidence that the learners built as they told their stories online as well as in person. But the thing I loved about it was you can see on the screen that they had their little Pokemon cards, and what we did was reinvent, recycle. The learners then chose to look at the picture and make that story come to life by painting the picture around it. So instead of the card just being a card, it ended up telling a story. And then the learners translated that into the story that they were sharing with their classmates. And just seeing the kids some of the learners who really were not really engaged with literacy, their literacy took off that whole session because they were able to really engage with the characters that they really enjoyed. And so it was really cool to see something that I just planned to be like a 1 week project turn into an 8-week project because the kids were so excited about making their characters come to life. So yeah, my special ingredient was creativity, collaboration, and all those different things in between. So Comic Quest, vote that one.
And did you hear that she did this when she was in Japan?
I mean, there's just no messing about, is there? She's just like global. This
Oh,
girl.
you forgot the buzzer. That was good, Abed. Oh my
Really
gosh.
good.
So yeah.
Really
All right.
good.
So now it's time to vote. So if you're on the menu, you're just going to click on the form to vote for round number 1. So if we could have all of our chefs come on the screen real quick. Feel free to chat, smack talk. Yeah, show your nonverbals of who should win.
Yeah. I've been voting for myself since you sent the form out. So.
What about you, Brittany?
No
What about
prisoners.
you?
Well, I used my 3 different email accounts to vote for myself.
Oh.
I'm joking. I didn't. I'm just joking. Just joking.
All right, they're coming in. I don't see anybody voting for Kat. Oh, we forgot to tell you how you vote. You're voting to keep your favorite person on. So we're looking for the person with the least votes is going to get off. It is not rigged, Abbott. It's not. So, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Evo. This is crazy. This is insane. We have tie. Everybody is staying on and going over to round number 2.
Guys, congratulations. All right. So let's kick off with round number 2, guys. Round number 2 is called Cooking Up a Storm. The goal is to impress the food critics with your impressive SDGs learning experience in the classroom. The hint is don't forget the magical ingredients and clearly name the SDG that your learners were passionate about during this learning experience. Okay, so this is all about the SDGs and driving passion through the SDGs. But we've just had a notification, actually, Steph, that this is actually going to be the quick fire round. So, guys, you've actually only got 1 minute per chef to present, guys.
And audience, we really need you to vote someone off this round. We can't keep doing 4 people each
guys,
round.
I know it's a positive. We are about positivity, but we do need to find a winner at the end. Okay, so the first chef is going to be Frankie. So Frankie.
Sorry.
So Frankie, you have 60 seconds to present. We will stay in the room, but we'll just mute ourselves because there obviously isn't enough time to really bring us in and bring us back on. 60 seconds starts now. Good luck, Frank.
Woo! Thank you so much. So this lesson was all about recycled magic. It was about augmented reality, combining technology with fashion, robots, development, and more. So basically what I wanted to do as a teacher, I wanted to see whether my students understood all the pedagogies and technological tools and apps that we use throughout the year. So they had to choose one in groups of those things that we did, and they had to showcase that through a sustainable mentality or through recycled materials. Our students reached out themselves to model agencies as well. We got the former Miss South Africa to sponsor prizes, contracts for students who went on to start their careers in modeling. And what they basically did was they used Cami to document all of their technological collaboration. And then Fresco to illustrate, Adobe Fresco. We also took them to the car to show AI in the automotive industry in action. And there's lots of videos.
Beep. Frankie, thank you very much. It was a quick fire round. It does seem very, very quick. Obviously, I think you did a great job there. Critiques, I hope you took that all in. There was a lot of information there. Well done, Frankie. Okay, and our next chef is going to be none other than our lunch lady herself. So bring on the lunch lady. Good luck. You've got 60 seconds.
All right, thanks so much. So we had 17 comic prompts that the students could choose from that were all aligned with the SDGs. Once they picked the one they were most interested in diving to, they saw about the correlation to a particular country. So in this one that they picked, it was about gender equality in India. And so we did a ton of research about what that looks like in that country right now. And they honed in on a particular project where young girls who haven't been in school from 10 to 18 can go into a school program that can help them with literacy and other skills. And so they created different comics that represented telling the story about the great work at this particular sustainable development goal and the growth that it's having in that country. And there's a Canva template and a list of all the prompts if you want to try to do these comics with your students and align them to all 17 SDGs.
This is awesome.
Didn't even need the timer. Absolutely spot on with your timing.
She must have practiced.
You know, when you've won before.
You just keep things professional. We're dealing with professionals here, Kat. You know what I'm saying? You know, bring the rain, you know? Absolutely. Thank you very much. Again, critics, should I say. If you love that, make sure you vote it. Next up is going to be Meredith. Meredith, welcome back. Your 60 seconds starts now.
And she's muted.
Oh, unmute. Meredith, I'm going to start the clock again. I'll start it again. No worries. 60 seconds start now.
Thanks. So this was a unit on digital systems, and we were looking at switches and radio controls. So we used makey-makers with switches, and we used microbits with radio controls. And I've put links there if you're interested to know more, like how to make them. But it was this project that I've chosen to highlight was one where the students made a microbit prototype to explore, to prevent blast fishing, which is where people fish on the Great Barrier Reef and they use dynamite and they throw the dynamite into the water to kill the fish, but it also damages the Great Barrier Reef. And so this project is an example of what was done. We had pressure switches for national parks to test illegal entry into national parks. We had We also had a project where we put one on our blue tongue lizard cage, and you can see that in the links.
Awesome.
Again, thank you very much for finishing on time. Again, very inspirational. Thank you so much for sharing that in round 2. Food critics, if you enjoyed that one, make sure you vote. And last but not least, our last chef of round 2 is, of course, Naomi. Naomi, your 60 seconds starts now.
Okay, welcome to Wonderful Wildlife. So I love helping the learners move from the physical into the digital and doing both spaces, especially with the younger kids. So I was working with these learners with their iPads, and so we got the learners to make little scenarios where they learned more about life on land. That's my sustainability SDG. And they created their own little wildlife sanctuary and learned more about how they look after the learner, look after the animals, look after what they have to do with it. And then we translated that into the iPads. So they created their own little sanctuary on the iPads then as well. It was really cool seeing the learners really getting engaged with the animals and then put it into the digital space. So yeah, that's Wonderful Wildlife. Lights, camera, action.
Wow. You finished 15 seconds early. Naomi, thank you very much. And thank you for sharing your ideas. Again, food critics, if you enjoyed Naomi's presentation, make sure you vote for her. We are now at the end of round 2. Guys, vote for your favorite chef and let's see how it goes. Steph, that was a really, really good round. Quick fire. What do you think?
I don't even know. I mean, I saw in the chat that Abid was calling Meredith the microbit champion. So I don't know how this crowd is going to vote. My little learners would also love that project. I think she was talking about Naomi. We've got, the global awareness is fire. So I have no, I'm glad.
It'll be a tricky one. Obviously, we've got 2 more rounds to go and the clock is ticking. So voters, get your vote in. We are going to be announcing our 3 chefs who go into round 3 in 20 seconds?
Yeah. All right. So waiting for the votes to come in. You said 20 seconds, right?
That's about 10 seconds now, Steph.
What do you 10 think? Seconds now. Ooh, I'm looking at the results coming in. Right now, we've got Frankie coming out hot. He is our leading champion. The crowd loves him. I wonder if it's the pink on his slides.
Okay, there we go, Steph. That's what we need to make the announcement. Where are we at?
All right. So, Naomi, you have been eliminated.
Okay, that's okay. We'll say bye.
We say goodbye to Naomi, guys. Can everyone give Naomi a wave?
Thanks, team.
You brought it, Naomi.
Next time. I know we love Naomi.
Apparently not good enough. But Frankie came out hot. Frankie, the crowd loves you. Wow.
Okay. So that means if Frankie's on top for round 2, Meredith and Kat, you need to bring your storm with you in round 3. Over to you, Steph, for round 3.
And you know what? I'm kind of surprised. Like, Kat keeps talking how she used to be the ultimate winner. What's going on there? What is going on there? So we've got round 3. This is where we've got the taste from around the world, where you are going to be impressing the food critics by trying to promote that global awareness with your learners. That magical ingredient is the more countries, the better. You've got 1 round to share how you've incorporated this project into your classroom. Here we go, Frankie.
1 minute. You mean 1 minute?
Yay. What did I say?
1 round.
Oh, 1 minute. 1 minute.
one minute, Frankie. Your minute starts now, Frankie. Go.
I only heard 1 hour. So this lesson is all about learning through play. So basically, because of our school's passion around incorporating play into learning and technology, Red Associates from Copenhagen, Denmark, and Lego USA took note of that. They identified our school, the only one in Africa, to take part in this study. I got all the teachers together. We created collaborative documents for the study itself in Kami. Students and teachers placed all their ideas for the activities there. We took students on outer space journeys through solar system scope again. We used Kami templates. Students even dressed up. And then there's a video that you are more than welcome to watch afterwards. We also created interactive shortcut games that Holly Clark saw from Google Infused Classroom and AI Infused Classroom back in 2019. And there's the video if you want to see how we incorporated learning through play, but really was to show the impact of what it can do when combined with technology in student lives. We got funding as well. We won funding from Lego.
Thank you, Frankie. Frankie, as always, we appreciate your enthusiasm. Food critiques, if you enjoyed that, do not forget to vote. Steph, who's up next?
All right, and I also love that he had people dress up. We've got the lunch lady back up here.
I've put the other glove on, Stephanie.
Getting serious. Lunch lady, you've got 60 seconds. Go for it.
All right, so this was for my digital citizenship class. We had Planet Pursuit, which was an Instagram global scavenger hunt. But this is no static project, folks. This is still happening, so you can get in on this. If you click on the document, it'll give you all different prompts that you and your students can share to kind of open up our students' worlds to seeing what it's like in different spaces and places all around this great globe. And all you have to do as a teacher to make it safe for our ecosystem so littles and elders can participate is the teacher shares the photo or video with me, and then I post it on the Instagram page. Keeps it super safe. And basically, I'm going to give you a rundown of some options. Maybe share how birthdays are celebrated in your culture. Post a video of you riding some public transportation. And maybe share a photo of your traditional dish from your country or making that recipe, kind of like we're doing here. So that's Planet Pursuit, and I'd love for you guys to join us.
Thank you, lunch lady. Again, very professional, pretty much finished on time. If you enjoyed that one, food critics, make sure you vote. Steph, who's up next?
All right, we got Meredith again. I wonder if she's bringing the micro bits again.
Okay, Meredith, your 60 seconds starts now.
So this was an investigation into the migration patterns of the bar-tailed godwit, which nests in our local area and has the world record for flight from Australia to Alaska. And it goes via China and Russia, and some of them nest in New Zealand also. So this was a global investigation. We investigated the countries, we did mapping, we looked at capitals, we looked at distance, we used microbits for pedometers to actually measure in our yard how far distances were, and then work out how far you'd have to walk, or how many times you have to walk across the playground to walk as far as the bird flies. And then we also used Flipgrid to connect with schools in North America to talk about animals that are in their yards and in their homes. And we record little videos and introduce little plants and animals in our school to the school, to the students in North America. Vote for me.
Thank you very much. Again, very professional, finished on time. Meredith, great presentation. Critics, if you like Meredith's, vote now. Okay, the voting window is now open. Okay, because we're short on time, we're gonna have to narrow this down to 30 seconds only. Steph, how did you feel about that round?
Whew, that was fire. Right now, it's getting close.
Let's get these voting, guys. Let's get these voting. Was it Frankie? Was it the lunch lady Kat? Or was it Meredith? Again, all three fantastic projects. 10 seconds on the clock before we get our final option here for the finalists. Steph, over to you.
I'm afraid to announce this. I really am. But our crowd winner was Meredith this round. She just brought it. Everybody loved those birds, that project. Kat, lunch lady, you are eliminated.
Well, all I'm going to say is, Kat, always a pleasure. No doubt we'll see you for a comeback at ISTE Live.
That's right. I'm bringing it to ISTE. I'll serve up something a little fresh, I think, for those of you.
Thank you very much. Yes. The gloves are off. Thank you for joining us, lunch lady. We are going to have to move forward on to round 4. This is the final, guys. It is the experience you will never forget. It is down to these chefs to give you 1 minute of pure, tasteful, enjoyable content to finish off this bake-off, something that will make you literally change your teaching experience from the classroom and beyond. So, goals to impress the food critics with your choice of ingredients. Do not forget the magical ingredient to go big or go home. Who have we got up first for this one, Steph?
We've got Frankie again. How much time do they have for this round?
Because it's literally still 60 seconds.
Okay.
Frankie, good luck. 60 seconds starts now.
1 hour starts now. Thank you so much. So this was all about PBL, a PBL project, and it was to change teachers' thinking that in the school that had the idea that teaching is about creating lesson plans, only gathering materials, teaching it and assessing. That causes students to not take ownership of their own learning. So we showed a video to all staff about the powerful impact that PBL has for students because they take ownership of the problem they'd like to solve. So students use Mentimeter to identify problems. Again, mental health was highlighted among especially the bigger grades. And then what they did, again, they used a PBL project tracker that we developed together that said, I created something new when I entered this space. I shared ideas without fear. That tied in beautifully with creativity and innovation, communication. And then, of course, they created a beautiful app that they showcased to the whole in a special assembly. And it was just powerful to see the impact that this made.
Thank you so much. Again, we really appreciate your enthusiasm. It's just we're so short of time. If you enjoyed that presentation, consider it when you do the voting. It will be in about 1.5 minutes. The next person we've got coming up. Do you want to announce the last chef, Steph?
Yeah. Oh, it's getting hot in here. With Meredith and Frankie being kind of the the people that the crowd have just loved. They've been coming out first. Meredith, I can't wait to see what you've got.
Meredith,
There's cute little
the
pink
floor is
eyes
yours.
there.
60-second start now. Thank you.
Thank you. So this project was a citizen science project. It was school-wide. And what we did was we used iNaturalist, which is an international app, to collect data on animals and plants that we saw in our schoolyard. We also used to do regular excursions off-site. So you can see the left-hand image there with the green flags. That is our local bushland or woods, forest. And we would go in and we would take photos of plants and animals that we found. The one on the right is our school. And every flag is an animal. And so then what we did was we used the data to map in maths. We would investigate the data. We found 12 taxons of all different animals. These are 10-year-olds, by the way, that I did with my class, but it was a K 5 to 12 school, years age 5 to 12.
10 seconds left.
And then we found 3 vulnerable animals and 1 critically endangered animal. And it was a 3-year project that I still do now. And we were a national finalist in the Banksia Awards, beaten by the Great Barrier Reef.
Wow. Thank you very
Go
much,
for me.
Meredith. Again, brought the heat there. So, can we bring both Meredith is here, Frankie back into the room? The voting, guys, starts now. We are very short of time, so we need to make sure that we're going to give you 30 seconds to vote for your favorite chef, the winner. Steph, whilst we're waiting for the vote, what do you think?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Frankie with his 1-hour presentation, that was incredible.
You know what
and
I
then you
do?
got
I wanna give
Meredith.
these two 10 seconds of smack talk. Guys, if you want to say anything to the other chef, what are you going to say?
May the best chef win.
That's just too kind. Okay, Frankie.
Meredith, I might have removed all your links from your presentation.
I can't comment, so I can't tell people how to connect with me. But if they find iMaryNet, they can find me, and I'll share all the links again.
I wanted to say
wrap this up soon. So, Steph, are we ready to announce our winner?
We are ready. The crowd has finally spoken. This was not close at all. We need that banging, Frankie.
Ding, 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 ding.
Our Bake Off champion for the Global Bake Off is Eva. Are you going to tell us?
Who is it?
Meredith.
Yay!
Meredith is our global virtual conference 2024 Great Global Bake Off winner. Meredith, I know you've won some awards, but obviously this is going to be right at the top. How do you feel about it?
I'm going to print out the logo and put it right on my trophy shelf.
100%. You should be printing it off and sticking it on the back of your car because people need to see this.
I might put it on my computer so when I go to work, everyone can see.
Oh, 100%. Frankie, unfortunately, it wasn't your day today. Frankie, any last comments?
I feel like a winner just looking at the comments. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for their kindness. And thank you, Eva, to you and to Steph and the whole SD team as well for putting this all together. And then it was so magical to be in the last round with you, Meredith, as well. So amazing. I even commented, I said, wow, fabulous. So you ended it with such an important topic. So thank you so much, everyone.
Wow.
And I do have to say, before we wrap up, Steph, right, we've got a big shout out, guys. If you can give them a clap, although they probably can't hear you, to Frankie, Meredith, Naomi, and of course, our lunch lady, Kat. Guys, thank you so much for bringing your creativity, passion, and innovation to the Global Bake Off. Steph, we're wrapping it up. Last words from you.
Yeah, and if you want to participate, we're doing this again live. The applications are due on Friday. But if you're like, oh my gosh, I love this, fill out that form, become a chef, take your ideas and bring them to everybody in the world because we're all a winner when we all share. So again, if you're interested, the application is in the chat, fill it out. It was due on Friday, but this might have motivated you to want to sign up. So I'm going to extend them to Wednesday.
100%. Thank you so much.
So great.
Dr. Michael,
Thanks, guys. That was a nice bake, Meredith. There were no soggy bottoms and not a spotted dick in sight, so I'm happy with that. So again, thank you very much for your insightful presentation and session. The audience were really involved. So in terms of, I'd like to basically shout out a recorded session for Janet Camacho's Empowering the Future of AI. Thanks again for joining the live session. We hope to see you at our next live session happening in about 10 minutes. Presenter Jodie Britton and AI for Education Org Initiative. So thanks again for that session. I'd like to bring the team on board who's in the back there, John and Kayla. That was intense.
Bye, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, that was intense.